Is there a big YouTuber that you're a fan of that you comment on their videos all the time and then suddenly they actually reply to you? How do you feel? Do you feel intimidated or do you feel a huge amount of joy? What? How do you feel? And how do you define a big YouTuber? How many subscribers do they have to have? I'm really curious what people think. Like, I'm about to reach 65,000 on my main channel. I'm nowhere near being big. Not anywhere near being big. But there are some channels that I've been following for quite some time that actually I was watching them when they were much, much smaller than me. For example, Fwip. I started watching him when he had about 6,000 subscribers. How many does he have now? Well over a million, that's for sure. It's really interesting seeing some of them grow so much over the time that you watch them. There are others that I've been watching since they were smaller. Actually, Mythical Sausage was about the same size as my channel now when I started watching him. And look where he is now. Yeah. So, the interesting thing is, back then, when my channel was fairly new, even people who had 10,000 subscribers, I thought, oh, they're big. They're pretty big. Wonder if they'll ever, answer my comments or something like that. And there are some who I thought were big that I have actually surpassed in size since. And it's a very strange feeling. It's just so weird that I have more subscribers than they do now. It's kind of odd. But, it's number of subscribers doesn't really mean anything. Not really. And that's a strange looking mountain. But it really doesn't matter a lot. You see, people who have big YouTube channels, well, they're just people. Really. Subscriber number, usually if they have a lot of subscribers, they're busier. They're a lot busier and they can't reply to everyone. And although they may read all of the comments, a lot of them are not really paying attention to everyone. It's really difficult. I've had people who've been commenting on my channel for quite some time, and I recognize the names. And I try to reply. I've been really bad about it, but I really do need to reply. And well, let's just see. I would like to know from you, what big YouTubers have you spoken to that have replied to you and actually have had a fairly decent conversation with you? I'm really curious. Now, I think it's easier if they're streaming because you can have a conversation with them, unless their chat is going by so fast that you pretty much lose all semblance of any kind of conversation. That is difficult. I've been there. I've even been in the chats of people I've spoken to for quite some time and have known them for quite some time. And they can't keep track of it, and the conversation gets lost because, well, they simply are unable to keep up with their chat. It happens. But I bet you're curious. Who have I spoken to? Or, well, let me just give you a few YouTubers who I have spoken to. They know who I am. So whenever I'm in their stream or in the comments or whatever, they know who I am. Now let's make it daytime. I'm just really curious about these mountains here. So, let's see. We've got IBX Toy Cat. Yeah, he knows who I am. I know who he is. He's actually traveled to kind of near where I live, and he was asking me for advice about what to see and things like that. And the fact that if he actually showed up in the city I live in, hey, let's meet up. Yeah, so he's probably the one that I got closest to actually meeting in real life. But whenever I've gone into his streams, like he acknowledges me, he knows who I am. So yeah, there's that. And then there's Farzy. If you don't know who Farzy is, he's got a lot of subscribers and he's got lots and lots of views. Yeah, I've known him since he had about 100,000 subscribers, and actually met him. Let's put met in quotation marks because it's not really in person, but I met him in Fixit's chat. So we were both watching Fixit. That's Fixit 412, and it was interesting because I had no idea who Farzy was. I'd never heard of him, and now look where he is. His channel's massive. But I've been on his SMP, which is no longer running, unfortunately. But I've been around him quite a bit, so he knows who I am. We've had our conversations. Oh my. Well, this is interesting. Yeah, so we've had our conversations, and it's interesting because he's really busy, very very busy. So I understand if he's unable to talk that much, but yeah, it's great when you can talk to someone like that, and they're like, hey, yeah, how's it going? It's been a while. How are you doing? I was up here already. This is crazy here. Let me try to get out of here. But yeah, the relationships with the larger YouTubers, it's often difficult because they are so busy. The next one is Blue Nerd. I've been watching him since he had, maybe 35,000 subscribers. We don't talk so much, but he knows who I am. I know who he is, and he hasn't commented on any of mine, but I've commented on his quite a lot. Then we've got, this one's a good one, Mr. Beardstone. I've known him since he was a tiny little channel. Yeah. But thanks to his Create mod pack, he's really grown. He's grown a lot. And I do have to say that I think he's done an amazing job. I think he's quite surprised about it, but I did interview him on my podcast, which is on my main channel. So you can go to my main channel and click on the podcast tab. Oh, I forgot I'm wearing Elytra. Oops. Yeah, you can check that out, and you can hear the entire conversation that we had. But he has told me that he has no idea why he's grown so big, and he doesn't entirely know what he's doing. So if you think your favorite big YouTuber knows exactly what they're doing, no, they don't. A lot of them are extremely surprised that they are where they are. Like, this area is amazing. I like this. But yeah, he and I are on fairly good talking terms. Then we've got Cringy Gull, who is also a more recent blown up channel. I also happen to be one of his moderators on Twitch and YouTube. So yeah, so we definitely know each other. I also interviewed him in the podcast. He was actually my first interviewee, because I just mentioned on Twitter that, hey, I'm going to be doing this podcast. I'd like to have some some guests, and he was the first one to say, "Hey, me." Okay. So yeah, he's doing pretty well. Big personality, that's for sure. And then we've got Python MC. He's the only member or former member of Hermitcraft that I've spoken with, and well, he knows who I am. If I'm in his what do you call it? His streams, he immediately knows who I am and tells everyone, "Hey, here's another YouTuber." Like, okay. So he's kind of telling people that I am another Minecraft YouTuber. Whoa! I did not mean to do that. I was trying to fly. But yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm trying to get him to go onto my podcast. I would love to have him as a guest. It'd be great to talk to him. With time difference is difficult. It's actually really hard to do any that are based in Europe. I found it easier to interview those who are based in Australia. Yeah. So, yeah, he's another one who I've been watching for years now. And his style, style of making videos is probably similar to mine. So yeah, I feel like we have a lot that we could talk about. And then we've got Rayzworks. Now, Rayzworks and I follow each other on Twitter. I've gone into his chat in live streams, and he says hi and things like that. Now, he's probably one that I don't really talk too much, but he acknowledges who I am. And then, of course, there's Mythical Sausage. I did mention him earlier. He actually follows my Japan Instagram account. Because at the time he was doing some Japanese builds. And I just happened to mention that, hey, I used to live in Japan, and I've got a lot of pictures. I've taken a lot of pictures, and they're on Instagram. If you want some inspiration for your builds, check it out. So yeah, he's following me there. And that's about it. We haven't really spoken since. So, yeah. And I think the one that I absolutely have to mention is Minecraft and Chill. So he does bedrock seeds, bedrock seed videos, and we've known each other since we were at, well, I was at about 100 subscribers and he was at 1,000. And we've done collaborations. I even did some thumbnails for him, screenshots for thumbnails, when he was still using console. Yeah. So we've been on I wouldn't, we're not on first name basis, but we have been talking to each other for a long time, since both of our channels were quite small. And yeah, I need to go into his Discord and talk with him. Definitely need to. So it's interesting how sometimes you can grow together with another channel. And it was kind of funny because he always had 10 times the subscribers that I did. When I was at 100, he was at 1,000. When I was at 1,000, he was at 10,000. When I reached 10,000, he was at 100,000. But it's not like that now. I'm at 65,000. He's not at 650,000, but he's got a really good number. And I am always rooting for his channel to do extremely well. And I really do hope that for everyone that I'm able to speak to. I really hope that they do extremely well. Like, there are others, some small ones that, like, they're not big ones, but there are some small ones that I really wish could grow much more. Throwlash is doing amazing right now. Since he joined the Create SMP, or Create, I think, yeah, it's Create SMP. He plays with Chosen Architect. Well, he also plays with Mr. Beardstone and a few others that, well, a couple that I know. But it's kind of interesting how everyone's journey is different. And some people take forever to become bigger. Some people stay small forever. And then sometimes you just get this amazing break that allows you to grow. And you get to meet some amazing people. I just think it's incredible. But I just remember a long time ago when my channel was small, I was intimidated by these big YouTubers. You know, it's kind of like if you meet a celebrity, you think, oh my God, they're amazing. I never thought I would ever meet this person. I have met celebrities. When I lived in Japan, I even taught an award-winning actress. So I have met celebrities, spoken with them. Well, I've taught 2 actresses. One of them was mostly on in commercials and variety shows, but this one, she was a child actress, and she was what did she get? She got an award for Best Supporting Actress in a movie. Was it a movie or is it a TV series? I can't remember. I'm always forgetting her name, and I always think, okay, I gotta search for her. There's one show that she was in, and she cried. She was a young child, and she cried in it, and I think that was the one that she got the award for. And I've always managed to find her again, and I always managed to forget her name every single time. Yeah, but like, what about you? I'm just really curious. Though there are a couple of questions that I want you to answer. So one of them is, what do you consider to be a large YouTuber? And how do you react when they actually reply to you? Let me know in the comments below. If you like videos like this, and please consider subscribing to this channel as well as my main one. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.